So in the beginning, first of all, for 2 minutes, we will pray to God and we will calm down our mind. So I request everyone, please settle down, sit properly, peacefully, comfortably, so that we can consume satsang properly, right? Don't think in hurry that, okay, for 2, 5, 10 minutes, we will listen, then we will exit. Not like that. With passions, we need to consume satsang, right? So I request everyone, join your hands, close your eyes. Everyone close your eyes. Let us calm down our mind. Join, close your eyes. First of all, my dear devotees, let us take the long breath, because breath has direct connection with our mind. When breath is regulated, our mind also gets regulated and controlled. So take the long breath so that our breath will come in a regulation. Take a long breath. While breathing, chant Swaminarayan Mahamantra. While breathing, chant Swaminarayan Mahamantra. Very good. Keep chanting Swaminarayan Mahamantra. Now imagine the divine form of Bhagwan Sri Swaminarayan at the center of your chest. There is a divine light at the center of your chest, and at the center of that divine light, imagine the divine Murti of Bhagwan Sri Swaminarayan. Till now, whenever you had darshan of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, imagine within your heart, visualize within your heart, how is the royal crown on his head and such a bright forehead with tilak tika and sandal paste and such a curved like a bow eyebrows and wide, sharp and merciful big eyes and smiling lovely lips and cheeks and gentle nose. Such a divine and lovely image of Bhagwan Swaminarayan visualize within your heart. Bhagwan Swaminarayan is smiling at you. The eyes of Bhagwan Swaminarayan are filled with full of love and mercy, showering his mercy on our soul and purifying our soul, our mind. Also keep chanting Swaminarayan Mahamantra. Look at Bhagwan Swaminarayan and let us pray to Bhagwan Swaminarayan with Shri Vasudeva Shloka. Here I will sing Shri Vasudeva Shloka. You have to remember and pray to Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Shri Vasudeva Vimalamruta Dhama Vasam Narayanam Narakatarananamadheyam Shyamam Sitam Dvibhujameva Chaturbhujam Cha Tvam Bhakti Dharmatanayam Sharanam Prapatye. Sahajananda Swami Maharaj ki jai. Hari Krishna Maharaj ki jai. Kanashyam Maharaj ki jai. Swaminarayan Bhagwan ki jai. Jai Swaminarayan to all the devotees present in today's satsang. First of all, I would like to convey congratulations to each one of you, because you are spending your valuable, precious time in satsang. And I must say at this hour, you all are the most fortunate people on this planet. Because at the same time, many people, they are engaged in news, they are engaged in YouTube, they are engaged on, playing video games, they are engaged on movies, they are engaged on worldly affairs. But at the same time, you all have made a choice to join Satsang. That proves that you are interested for your personal life. You want to make your personal life improved. So congratulations everyone. Today we are going to have Satsang on very special thing. You have seen this thumbnail, the legend of true love. Dear devotees, till now you might have learned, you might have listened, you might have watched many love stories, isn't it? You might have heard many love stories. Today also I am going to tell you one love story. But this is not just a love story. I will be very happy to sing this love story because this is the love story with the God. So it's not a love story, it's a devotion story, we can say, right? But in all of your language, in today's youth's language, 21st century language, we can say that this is love story. So you might have seen that people fall in love with, if there is a boy fall in love with girls, girl fall in love with boys. But have you heard that somebody falls in love with God? Somebody falls in love with God. Today we are going to explore and sing that love legend, which is this one. So let us start. In Vachanamrutam, Bhagwan Swaminarayan once asked to all the saints and devotees that what are the qualities of a devotee with a strong faith? What are the quality of a devotee of a strong faith? So Bhagwan Swaminarayan has narrated those all qualities and characteristics that one who has firm faith and strong faith, right? Then his quality is he will do anything for the sake of God. He can do anything at any level to please his beloved God. So in that list, Bhagwan Swaminarayan mentioned many names of the devotees. Out of all of them, there was one name, and that name was Mataji. Now, question is, who is that Mataji? Here, Mataji just doesn't mean mother. Mataji is the name of one lady's devotee. So, who was that Mataji and what is his story? What is her story? So, let us know the story of Mataji. Actually, her name was Jamkuba. She was the queen of Udaipur. Yes, before 250 years ago, in Udaipur, there was a queen. Her name was Jamkuba. She was the queen of the king of Udaipur. Actually, Jamkuba was from Gujarat, from Bhuj. She was not wishing to marry with this Rana because Rana was not at that time, he was not good. But anyways, it was a time when marriage was the part of political strategies, right? Marriage was the part of protection of power. So on that scenario, Jamkuba has to get married against his wish with the Rana of Udaipur. But anyways, Jamkuba was so devotional. She was having devotion of Lord Sri Krishna. So every day in the evening, she used to sing the kirtans of Lord Sri Krishna, Jamkuba. Her name was something different, but by seeing the enthusiastic devotion of Jamkuba, people started to call her as Jamkuba. Jamku means so cheerful and so enthusiastic. So likewise, she got another name, Jamkuba. So she was famous as a Jamkuba, as a queen of Udaipur. Once upon a time, one Brahmin reached to Udaipur. At that time, many times king used to call Brahmins to their palace for some advice or for some, learning the scriptures. So one Brahmin came to the palace of Udaipur And this Jamkuba, she was seated, behind the curtains. In the, Rajputana in Rajasthan, there is a tradition that those who are the queens or who are the ladies, they will not sit in front of the males. They will sit behind the curtains. So Jamkuba was seated behind the curtain, and she saw that one Brahmin came to meet the king, and she observed the kumkum tika and tilak on his forehead. So Jamkuba surprised that this tilak tika we never saw before. So who is that God whom he might be following? So as that Brahmin completed his work with the king, he was moving back. Meanwhile, Jamkuba sent her servant to him and asked him to come to his room. So Jamkuba called him. So this Brahmin came. Actually, that Brahmin was a devotee of Bhagwan Sri Swaminarayan. So he has applied tilak and tika on his forehead. So Jamkuba sat in the room. In the room, they kept the curtain. Behind the curtain, Jamkuba was seated. And in front of Jamkuba, this Brahmin, another side Brahmin was seated. So Jamkuba asked the question that, Bhudev, Brahmadev, what is this mark on your forehead, tilak and tika? Which god are you following? So Brahmin said that Ba. Ba means, in Rajputana, they call any lady as a Ba. Jamku is the name actually. But Jamkuba, likewise they call. So he said that Ba, actually this tilak tika belongs to Bhagwan Sri Swaminarayan. So Jamkuba became more curious. Jamkuba asked that who is this Swaminarayan? We never heard this name before. So he said that Jamkuba, in this Kalyug, God himself has appeared. And I can see the 16 marks on his feet. And I can see his both the hands are not like ordinary human beings. Both the hands are too long. Ajan Bahu. Have you heard this term? Ajan Bahu. Normally, if you stand up and if you check, your hands will not reach to your knees. If you want to check, I request everyone just for a moment, please stand up. Just for a moment, please stand up. So you will understand exactly what I am telling, right? Please stand up and check. Stand straight and check where your hands are touching. Are they touching to your knees? Yes or no? It won't touch. Please sit down. Thank you very much. He is the God whose hand will touch directly to the knees, even by standing straight. So these are the qualities of God actually. We never dig in the scripture. That's why we don't know. And we have so many logics and so many doubts that how he is God and why he is that, like that. Because we don't study scripture. We always keep on digging Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hotstar and all. Then how do we know? How do we identify the qualities of God? But this everything is mentioned in our scriptures. 16 marks on the feet of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. That is a sign that he is God. And he is Ajan Bahu. Both the hands are so long, touching to the knees, even standing straight. That is another sign. And today also, dear devotees, if you go to Vadtal, Gujarat, in Vadtal there is a museum of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. In that, there is a dress of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. If you observe that dress carefully, you will notice that, sleeves of the hands are too long. You will surprise that how can a human being have such a big sleeves? Isn't it? So why does it need big sleeves? Because hands are big. That proves that Bhagwan Swaminarayan was Ajan Bahu. Right? So likewise, this Brahmin started to narrate and sing the glory of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. That Bhagwan Swaminarayan is just with a snap, he is sending people into the trance, into the samadhi. Samadhi is the only, platform or practice in which you can see and experience the world behind this world. Making sense? Suppose you have questioned that after death, where do we go? Where is the hell? Where is the heaven? Where is the divine abode of God? You want to see? If you want to see that, in the scripture, the practice is mentioned as samadhi. If you attain that state of mind in which you lose your physical consciousness and your mind, your soul will travel across this universe and will go to the Swarg, Narak, wherever it is. So Samadhi is the practice and platform where we experience the invisible things. Making sense? So Bhagwan Swaminarayan used to send people into the Samadhi so that they see those who are believing in Bhagwan Sri Ram. So they used to have darshan of Bhagwan Sri Ram in the trance. Those who are worshipping Bhagwan Sri Krishna, they used to have darshan of Bhagwan Sri Krishna in this trance, in the Samadhi. Likewise, Bhagwan Swaminarayan used to send them just with a snap. Actually, by sadhana, if you want to go into the trance, it takes years of sadhana. Then also there is no surety that you will attain that state of mind or not. Will you go into the Samadhi or not? But Bhagwan Swaminarayan, just by his own wish, out of his extraordinary superhuman powers, he is just with the snap, he can send anybody, not even human being. Bhagwan Swaminarayan sent sparrows in the trance, monkeys in the trance, animals in the trance, birds into the trance, into the Samadhi. So these all are the powers, super powers of God. So this Brahmin is narrating these all stories to Jamkuba. And by listening all the stories and glories of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, Jamkuba got too much attraction. Jamkuba did not see Bhagwan Swaminarayan ever. Just by listening these all glories, Jamkuba could visualize the picture of Bhagwan Swaminarayan within her heart. And she decided that I want to meet Bhagwan Swaminarayan at any cost. Actually, she was in too much restriction in Udaipur because she was queen. She is not supposed to go outside alone, or she was not supposed to go like this. Now what to do? It was a big challenge for her. But whatever Brahmin has mentioned that how is the eyes of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Dear devotees, God doesn't have eyes like us. Let me give you a small description, you will surprise. How is the eyes of God? Actually, God's eyes are stretched till the edge of our ears. Till here, eyes is widened. Can you imagine? That much wide and big eyes. Right? And the forehead is such big, and eyebrows, they are equal to Dhanush. You know Dhanush, how it is curved like this. It is curved like this. Our Prakriti, our eyebrows will not be like that. We are human beings. We are made of Maya. We don't have such. But God is, beyond Maya and His beauty. When He is the beauty giver, He is the source of all the beauty. Can you imagine how beautiful He would be? But Brahmin has had darshan of this Bhagwan Swaminarayan, so he narrated all this to Jamkuba. By listening all this, Jamkuba got immense attraction towards Bhagwan Swaminarayan. He got burning desire to have darshan of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Now how to go away from here? Anyways, Jamkuba gave very good gifts to this Brahmin, and she said that I wish that one day I will meet Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Brahmin also said that if you need my help, I will be there to help you to meet Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Brahmin Dev, he left Udaipur, and here for 2-3 days continuously Jamkuba is lost in the murti of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, and she is thinking that how can I meet Bhagwan Swaminarayan? How can I meet Bhagwan Swaminarayan? He just asked that Brahmin previously that where does Bhagwan Swaminarayan live? Brahmin said that Jamkuba, Bhagwan Swaminarayan stays in Gujarat, Gadhpur. And that one address was enough for Jamkuba. And dear devotees, remember, where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is a burning desire, he will find the burning solution also. And same happened. And now what Jamkuba has done, that has never happened in the history of spirituality. What she has done? She has done this. She gathered all the saris and he made a long rope of all the saris. And she gave up all his ornaments, all his royal dress, and she had a simple dress. And he made the rope of connecting all the saris, And in night, when everybody were slept, anyway, she was queen, right? And she was so clever. And she was anyways the Raj Bij from the family of king. So they have good intelligence and they are very powerful mentally. So she planned like this, that when in the midnight, when everybody were slept, that time, from the top floor, can you imagine this risk and adventure? Right? This is real adventure. Huh? What you see in the movie, that is not here. That is not the point here. Nowadays, nowadays what people are consuming in the screen, it is quite different, quite unreal. And what we are discussing now, that is real. That is reality. And of course, if still we can understand if any, giant, if any, male do such kind of thing, then we understand. But a woman, physically also woman's body will be not so strong like males. But even though she has such daring, so with the help of this, sari's rope, she got down from the top floor to the down floor. And ancient time, they were having very high-rise buildings, palace, right? So likewise, Jamkuba got down, and in the night itself, she was not having any vehicle, was not having any communication tool, nothing. Just one thing was his driving force. What was that? I want to meet Bhagwan Swaminarayan at any cost. Let anything happen, but I will meet Bhagwan Swaminarayan. And with this wish, Jamkuba has, staked his life to meet Bhagwan Swaminarayan. He got down from the palace, he escaped from the, clutch of all these soldiers, and she escaped from Udaipur palace, and she started moving about towards Gujarat. Now, next day morning, these people came to know that Jamkuba is missing. And immediately Rana has ordered that go everywhere and find Jamkuba immediately. So now all these, these soldiers, they started to find Jamkuba. And Jamkuba came to know that yes, these soldiers are coming back. They were coming with the horse. And she cannot run like horse, right? How far she can go away from the palace? So now Jamkuba thought that now what to do? I cannot escape from here. So anyways, and see, when we are, doing anything for the God, God will be always there in our help, in our support. And same happened here. When Jamkuba decided to meet Bhagwan Swaminarayan also started to set the path to reach towards him. Meanwhile, Jamkuba saw the rotten dead body of camel. You can see in this picture, right? This camel's skeleton. It was very, dirty smelling and rotten dead body. We can't imagine that smell and that dirty, rotten skeleton. But Jamkuba thought that no, if I want to be, escape, then I need to do something. Then Jamkuba entered inside this skeleton of a camel. And dear devotees, for 3 days, can you imagine? Without eating anything, without sleeping, without drinking, for 3 days, she just remained inside the camel's skeleton. Can you imagine why he would be getting such kind of force? What will be driving him? What will be the motivating force for him, for her? Sorry. Let me just tell you that for Swamiji's, we are not habituated to say she or her. So here many times you will find some grammatical mistake in our words that his, but you should understand what I am saying, okay? Right. So for 3 days, she was inside the camel's skeleton. And for 3 days, these soldiers kept finding. And after that, they didn't find Jamkuba anywhere. They returned back to palace and they reported Jamkuba is lost. We don't know. We moved into all the direction, but we couldn't find Jamkuba anywhere. The moment Jamkuba got assured that okay, now nobody's searching me, then Jamkuba came out from that camel skeleton. We can only imagine her situation or her daring or her, burning desire to meet Bhagwan Swaminarayan and burning love for Bhagwan Swaminarayan. We can only imagine. Otherwise, if sometimes, we are passing through the dead body of a dog on the way, we might have seen many times that under the vehicle some dogs were dead. On the road they will be like that. So when we just pass through it, we get the bad smell and we close our nose, isn't it? For 3 days, a woman, is it possible to stay inside the skeleton of a camel? How scary it is, how disgusting it is. But where there is a will, there is a way, right? Where there is a love, there is everything, right? So this is an exceptional love legend. Till now, personally, I also have heard many charitras, but listening these charitras, it touches to our heart and it makes us feel that it is really an exceptional love legend, right? Now Jamkuba came out from the camel skeleton and started her journey towards the Gujarat. But now she was so thirsty. So meanwhile, anyways, she found one lake. He had water, and as she was moving on the way, she also found one group of people. Vanjara. I don't know what we call Vanjara in English, but such a kind of group of people who are like tribal people, not tribal exactly, but like tribal people. They go with the camels and they move one city to another city and they do a kind of selling and all. So this group of people, they encountered in between. So they said that, who are you? Anyways, she did not wear the royal ornaments or royal dress, but anyways, she was from the king's family, right? So he is walking, talking, he is moving, all the activities will not be ordinary like other people. So by observing these Vanjara people, they identified that she is not just a, woman. She is maybe from the royal family. So they asked that, who are you and where are you from? She said that I want to go to Gujarat. Okay, we also are going to Gujarat. Please join us. She said, no, I am fine. No, please join us. If you will be in the group, you will be safe. So Jamkuba joined the group of this Vanjara. But this person who was leading this group, that person was having very bad eyes on Jamkuba. And Jamkuba realized that he is not having good sense about me. So in the night, once again, when everybody were slept, again Jamkuba has left this group of people and Jamkuba escaped from there. Can you imagine a woman alone, without any address, without any support? She is moving just with the one hope and one desire to meet God. This is real love story. And this love is called a true devotion, true faith in God. Right? We, in our life also, we might be doing such kind of things for our beloved ones. But that doesn't count in devotion. It count as our, relationship, whatever you say. But when the love is connected with the God, it becomes devotion. But when the same love connected with other people, it counts actually in the lust. So Jamkuba left all this group also and she is alone moving towards Gujarat. Now Bhagwan Swaminarayan here, actually at that time Bhagwan Swaminarayan was at Kalyan, not in Gadhpur, Kalyan. Bhagwan Swaminarayan is not getting sleep in the night. Bhagwan Swaminarayan thought that, oh, my devotee, he has shown such a great daring for me. How can I sleep? Bhagwan Swaminarayan took the form of an old Brahmin, aged Brahmin, and appeared in front of Jamkuba. And he asked that, where are you going? She said, I am going to Gujarat. Gujarat? You are going to meet Bhagwan Swaminarayan? Brahmin asked. Actually, who was that Brahmin? That Brahmin was none other than Bhagwan Swaminarayan himself. Came to the help of Jamkuba. So Jamkuba said, yes, I am going to have darshan of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Okay, I am also going to have darshan of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Let us go together. Jamkuba said, no, I am fine. I will go alone myself. I know where to go. No, please believe me. I am a Brahmin. Please believe me. Let us go together. But anyways, He was God himself, no? So she got the faith and she said, okay, let us go together. Then with that old Brahmin and Jamkuba, they came to Karyani. And first time ever, Jamkubai met Bhagwan Swaminarayan in Karyani, Gujarat. Karyani is the village. Today also, there is a place we can have darshan. Many things which are used by Bhagwan Swaminarayan, they all are present in Karyani Swaminarayan temple. And many such places also are there where Bhagwan Swaminarayan has done so many leelas. Jamkubai met Bhagwan Swaminarayan in Karyani. Bhagwan Swaminarayan became so happy, and even Jamkubai also felt very much happy. But Jamkubai couldn't meet Bhagwan Swaminarayan and couldn't touch the feet of Bhagwan Swaminarayan because in the assembly there is a division. In front of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, first saints will sit, after saints devotees will sit, after devotees ladies devotees will sit. So anyways, Jamkubai sat in the ladies devotees group, and from far she had darshan of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Afterwards, when Bhagwan Swaminarayan went to Gadhpur, along with saints and devotees, Bhagwan Swaminarayan also arranged one cart for Jamkubai and took Jamkubai to Gadhpur. Here, Gadhpur, what happened? In Gadhpur, you know that Dada Khachar and his two sisters, Jivuba and Laduba. And it is said that Jivuba was the incarnation of Radhaji and Laduba was the incarnation of Lakshmiji and Dada Khachar was the incarnation of Arjun. Likewise, it is said in our Sampradaya. So, Jivuba Laduba was there in Gadhpur when Bhagwan Swaminarayan came. So, Bhagwan Swaminarayan said that we brought one new devotee for you. Please keep with you and involve her in the service. So Jivuba, Laduba and this Jamkuba, they all started doing seva. Jamkuba here in Gadhpur, she is washing the clothes, cleaning the, ashram. And she is washing the vessels. She is doing mopping. She is doing brooming. So once Bhagwan Swaminarayan observed that this Jamkuba is mopping, cleaning, brooming, immediately Bhagwan Swaminarayan called Jivuba and Laduba and said, do you know who is she? Like you, there were so many servants under her. She is the queen of Udaipur and you are, making her to clean and broom and mop here, wash vessels here, right? Then Jivuba, Laduba realized that, okay, oh Maharaj, please pardon us. And afterwards, Bhagwan Swaminarayan renamed her name because either one day or another day the king of Udaipur will come to know that Jamkuba is in Gadhpur. So Bhagwan Swaminarayan renamed her as Mataji. That now onwards your name is not Jamkuba, your name is Mataji. So easily people cannot identify that she is Jamkuba or who, right? And afterwards Bhagwan Swaminarayan sent her to Bhuj because she was from the Bhuj and Udaipur were having a kind of enmity. So at least she will be safe in Bhuj. In Bhuj there was a great female devotee. Her name was Ladhiba. Ladhiba was such a great devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. So with Ladhiba, Bhagwan Swaminarayan said Jamkuba to stay with her and to spend his life over there and perform devotion of her. But during these days, Jamkuba has, what we can say, not consumed, but had the divine sukh, divine bliss of the murti of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. She used to, whenever Bhagwan Swaminarayan is talking, sleeping, sitting, Jamkuba will be having darshan of God and he will be consuming the murti of God within her heart. And when Bhagwan Swaminarayan is not present, she is remembering the murti of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. So this was a great love legend of Jamkuba, an exceptional love legend we can say. So here I don't want to give any message or any conclusion, nothing. Today we just want to enjoy these divine charitras of God and his great devotees. There is one more wonderful tale. It is similar to this wonderful tale that you can't believe. Such wonderful charitra. that is not believable for you that I am going to narrate. Once upon a time, Bhagwan Swaminarayan wrote a letter to 17 devotees. And that letter was very historic letter. Bhagwan Swaminarayan said to all these devotees that the moment you receive this letter of mine, you have to suspend everything and you have to become sadhu immediately. Hello devotees, imagine for a moment, what if not Bhagwan Swaminarayan but Swamiji writes a letter on you and says that the moment you receive this letter, you have to give up your home, family, your children, wife, everything and become sadhu, become Swamiji. What will you do? Hello? All of you listening? What will you do? So Bhagwan Swaminarayan thought to take a test that whether my devotees are real, just they are taking my name or really they are my devotee. So Bhagwan Swaminarayan wrote this letter to the 17 devotees and mentioned the 17 names and wrote this command that the moment you receive this letter, suspend everything, give up everything, and from there itself you have to move towards me and you have to become sadhu. So actually 18 devotees names were there, right? Not 17, 18 devotees names were there. So the moment these all devotees like Sura Khachar, Somla Khachar, Alaya Khachar and many such devotees, the moment they got this letter, some of them were on the field, on their farm, they were doing farming. The moment they received the letter, immediately without even informing to their family, wife, children that I am going to Bhagwan Swaminarayan, please take care of you, now I will not come back. Without telling like that, they left and they became sadhu and they reached to Bhagwan Swaminarayan. But in this process, one wonderful tale happened. And what was that? There was a devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, his name was Kalyan Das from Kadu village, Gujarat. What was the event happening in his life? He was in the marriage, his own marriage. He was in his own marriage. Kalyan Dasji was his own marriage. And as he was, doing 7 rounds of marriage, meanwhile, the letter of Bhagwan Swaminarayan arrives to his maternal uncle. His name was Aja Patel. He was the maternal uncle of Kalyan Das. So in that letter, the name of Aja Patel also was mentioned. The moment Aja Patel received the letter, he told to Kalyan Das, said, see, Maharaj's letter has come and I am going. Now I am leaving everything and I am becoming sadhu of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. I am going. So this Kalyan Das said, wait, stop. Panditji, please stop for a moment. He stopped the marriage and he said, what is the letter? Maharaj's letter came. Bhagwan Swaminarayan's letter came. It's a very good sign at this moment of marriage. So he read that letter. The moment he read that letter, there were 18 names of the devotees and at last there was one small word was written, Adi. In English we can say etc. So with that small word, this Kalyan Dasji made a sense that, oh, Maharaj has mentioned my name also. Aja Patel surprised that, where is your name? There is no your name mentioned in this letter. No, my name is mentioned here. No, where is your name? Kalyan Das said, see, what is written here? Etc. Adi. 18 devotees, Adi, should suspend everything and become sadhu. That means in etc. I also comes. Will anybody think like this? And that also at the moment of on marriage. Can you imagine the atmosphere of marriage when marriage is going on? How would be the atmosphere? It will be complete, Rajas atmosphere. Everybody will be having those all worldly thoughts. In that atmosphere, to have such great realization, it's not an ordinary thing, isn't it? And by considering himself in this etc. word, He said that means Maharaj is telling me also to become sadhu. Immediately Kalyan Das turned towards his not better half, but what we can say, lady who was getting married with him, turned towards her and said that, see, this is the letter, a call of my God has come. I'm sorry, I'm going to God. I'm going to become sadhu and I will never come back. With saying this, he informed everybody. They, of course, many people might have stopped and they might have said that, "Arey, what this stupid and what this, foolish thinking you are doing? What are you doing? There is no name and unnecessarily you are spoiling this life." And nowadays also, if I am narrating this story, many of you might be having this thought that, oh, Kalyan Das shouldn't do like this because what about that lady? So these all are the perspective. But when it's a talk about a true devotee, real devotee of God, his thought process is not like us. His thinking is not like us. It is not based of worldly pleasures and worldly objects. It is based of the wish of God. The moment this Kalyan Dasji realized that, oh, Bhagwan Swaminarayan is calling me to, Kalyan Dasji suspended all his marriage, all this everything, and in the same dress, he left. Aja Patel and Kalyan Das, both of them left this place and moved towards Gadhpur and they become sadhu. They all came to. Bhagwan Swaminarayan mentioned the 18 name in the letter, but how many Swamiji came there? 19 Swamiji came to Bhagwan Swaminarayan, right? Bhagwan Swaminarayan received their Dandvat Pranam and Bhagwan Swaminarayan was very happy and very proud. Bhagwan Swaminarayan just counted that, okay, these are the 18 devotees just on my word. They left their whole world and they just became sadhu and they came to me. Bhagwan Swaminarayan was very happy. Bhagwan Swaminarayan embraced each and everybody. At last, Kalyan Dasji was standing in the dress of sadhu. Bhagwan Swaminarayan said that, Kalyan Dasji, I didn't mention your name. Why did you come? Why did you become sadhu? Kalyan Dasji said, no, Maharaj, you mentioned my name indirectly. You wrote, no, that Adi Adi, etc. In etc. I also come, no? Bhagwan Swaminarayan, felt very, very extremely happy on him. Bhagwan Swaminarayan said that you did wonderful. You have done wonderful. So, let us do one thing. You all 18 devotees, you go back to your householder life. And you, Kalyan Dasji, you become sadhu. You remain sadhu. And Bhagwan Swaminarayan gave him a Bhagavati Diksha and he got a new name, Adbhutananda Swami. Adbhut means wonderful. He has done wonderful. So Bhagwan Swaminarayan gave him a name, Adbhutananda Swami. So Bhagwan Swaminarayan said that, okay, you all devotees, you all 18 saints, now you go back to your householder life. They might have become very happy, no? What do you think? Would have they been happy or sad or very sad? What do you think? These all 18, these Surakhachar, Somlakhachar, they said that, Maharaj, what are you doing now? Now you have taken us from this ocean of sansar and now you are again throwing back in the ocean of sansar. We don't want to go back to our householder life. Bhagwan Swaminarayan said, no. Still, my mission work is left with to be fulfilled by all of you. Please go back. So my dear devotees, this actually the story doesn't end here. It's a long story, but I will just conclude in short. Surakhachar, Somlakhachar, Alayakachar, the moment they went back to their householder life, afterwards, they actually didn't live a householder life. They lived a brahmachari life. Afterwards, Surakhachar, when they came to home, Surakhachar said to his wife that now onwards, you are not my wife. Now we will live like a brother and sister. And that is why you know the story of Surakhachar. Everybody were knowing that Surakhachar is following brahmacharya. That is why once upon a time Surakhachar was called to one village, Bhadli, and their Bhankachar, he, planned one conspiracy to spoil the character of Surakachar. And in the night, Bhankachar sent one prostitute in the room of Surakachar, and afterwards Surakachar, takes out the sword and says that, who sent you? This is the story. And afterwards Bhagwan Swaminarayan becomes so happy, not in Badli, in just that, right? So this is the quality of a devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. It's not that Bhagwan Swaminarayan said that, okay, you go back. So they all took granted and they again went back and again started enjoying their householder life. No. None of them have done like that. All of them have followed brahmacharya and they followed their, brahmachari life. So likewise, Bhagwan Swaminarayan became so happy on this Adbhutananda Swami. Bhagwan Swaminarayan said that, Kalyan, you have done such a wonderful thing. You have done wonderful. So now onwards, your name is Adbhutananda Swami. Your name is Adbhutananda Swami. So how this happened? From this both Charitra of Jamkuba and Charitra of Adbhutananda Swami, as a devotee, what we should learn? And how this devotee will be taking such level of actions, such level of daring, such level of thinking. That is what we have to learn from these two great inspirations and legends. They don't think like how we think. During the marriage, even somebody calls, we don't listen, no? Our mind is completely engrossed in marriage and our future, and many things goes in our mind. But this is truly unbelievable. A person who is inside the marriage, and the moment he receives the letter and he thinks like this, unbelievable, isn't it? So we pray to Bhagwan Swaminarayan that we also not fall in the love, but let us rise in the love with our beloved God, Bhagwan Sri Swaminarayan, like Jamkuba and Adbhutananda Swami. We pray to Bhagwan Sri Swaminarayan that we also become such love legend for our beloved God, Bhagwan Sri Swaminarayan, like Jamkuba and Adbhutananda Swami. With this prayer at the pious feet of Bhagwan Sri Swaminarayan, we conclude our today's evening satsang. Thank you. Jai Swaminarayan. Now, any devotees has any question on this satsang, on these two charitras, you can raise your hand.